So a common question I get all the time is, Greg, should I be stretching my shoulder pain? It hurts in the front of my shoulder. I feel like I need to stretch it because my shoulder feels tight. Is that the right thing to be doing, or should I be doing something different? Today we're going to be talking about should you or should you not stretch your shoulder, and a couple easy tests that you can do to determine if stretching is going to be the right thing for you or if you should be doing something different. So the two tests we're going to be looking at is shoulder flexion. We chose shoulder flexion because it looks at can you get your arm overhead, but it's also a proxy measure for shoulder external rotation. If you can't get your arm overhead, you probably lack some shoulder external rotation. The other direction we're going to be looking at is shoulder adduction. So how far can you take your arm across the body? The reason why we're doing this is because many people will have pain reaching in this direction, but again, it's also a proxy measure for shoulder internal rotation. So by simply looking at these two tests, you can get a lot of information of if you should or should not be stretching your shoulder. All right, so there's two versions of this stretch. One is going to emphasize your long head of the triceps, which is this muscle right here. And another is going to emphasize the lats right down through here. We're going to do the triceps first. So you're going to find a bench, couch, coffee table, anything to rest your elbows on. You're going to get as close to that bench as you possibly can, and then you're going to bend your elbows fully first before you ever scoot away from that bench. So we want to bend the elbows first so that we maximally elongate the long head of the triceps, elbows bent, and sit your butt back as far as you can, keeping the elbows bent. And then you can wiggle your way back further and further away from that bench and sink your chest down towards the floor, but we don't want to round the back. We want to keep that chest up nice and proud as we sit our butt back towards our heels. The other component to this is, if you take a look at my hands, my palms are always going to be facing right towards my shoulder. You'll see a lot of people want to deviate inwards as they go back. This is okay if doing this creates a pinch in the front of the shoulder. But ideally, we hold this position right here as we sink ourselves back and down into the stretch. We want to try to eliminate the deviation in this direction. This will increase the stretch through the shoulder. But again, if you feel a pinch in this position, then it is okay for the time being to allow your shoulders to rotate inward a little bit more, and over time try to work your way outward into this position right here. You're feeling a nice stretch to the tricep and down into the lat. Now, after that stretch, we're going to do the lat more specifically. So we're going to take the tricep out of the equation by keeping the arm straight and sit the butt back towards the heels again, but the elbows stay straight this time. This is taking the long head out of the equation here. And we're going to keep our palms up into external rotation, which is going to maximally lengthen the lat. So from here, you're just trying to sit yourself further and further back. Now, some people will feel some discomfort in this position. So the more you support your forearms and elbows, the more you'll really be able to dive deeper into that stretch. But again, we should not be feeling any pain, pressure in the front of the shoulder. It should just be a general stretch across the whole entire shoulder region on the back side. So you might find that you're limited in one or both of these positions. So you can emphasize whichever position you feel like you get the biggest stretch out of, or you may need to emphasize both positions if you're limited in both the tricep and in the lat. But again, if you can get your arm to clear the ear when you're in the upright position, then there is no need to really be worrying about stretching your lats. You might be limited in the tricep still, so even if you pass that test, you might want to take a look to see if you feel limited in that overhead ability with the elbow bent, because the same test should hold true. If I bend my elbow, I should still be able to clear or cover my ear. If I'm now right here, when I take my arm overhead, then that would indicate the tricep is restricted. If I can straighten the arm, and all of a sudden I go further. So you want to check both positions. Look at elbow bent, elbow straight. You should be able to cover your ear. If you can't cover your ear and it's limited, then stretching and trying to work in range of motion that takes you that direction would be beneficial for you. Now, what if you're not limited in either direction? Well, then you probably don't need to be actually stretching your shoulder. It'd be more worth your time to focus on strength endurance of the rotator cuff and shoulder complex in general, as well as your ability to tolerate impact in faster movements. Impact in quicker contractions will focus more on tendon development, tendon resiliency. So slow strength training, slow strength endurance will focus more on muscular tissue capacity. Faster contractions and impact training will focus more on tendon capabilities. Both are important for shoulder health and should be included in a shoulder pain rehab program. So if you find yourself limited in flexibility, strength endurance, speed of contraction, or plyometric capability, so if you want to improve upon all of these qualities, then I'd suggest that you check out our link below in the comments section or head to sportsrehabexpert.com to look at the 0 weak links workout plan. This is all our workout programs, all our rehab programs in one specific area. Shoulder rehab program is included in that membership. You get access to everything for one low cost. In addition, you get access to communicate with me through an app, to send me videos, to look at form, technique, and ask questions. Or if you're looking for more of a one-on-one Zoom consultation, there's also a link that is in that sign-up page as well too, where you can schedule a time for a one-on-one session. As always, appreciate your time, appreciate you listening. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, share it with some friends who might find it helpful. Type in the comments videos you'd like to see in the future, any questions you may have. We'll be back at it soon with another video.